All right, so we're going to do a new segment. This is a segment that we've never done before, and it's a bit inspired by your most popular segment that you do on your TikTok that I think is just wonderful, just hilarious. And for any of our viewers or anything, we he'll be linked in the bio and everything. Highly recommend you check it out because these skits are so hilarious. But essentially what he does is you put a popular movie version of a character in the 616 universe or in a traditional comics universe, and it's Thanos having a conversation, MCU Thanos having a conversation with 616 Thanos, and they're going back and forth. Oh, no, I killed half the universe because I'm trying to fuck death. And what? I'm trying to just balance the... Well, why don't you just make more resources? No, it doesn't work like that. And they're these hilarious skits, and so that was inspired by this, and what we're just going to do is we're just going to kind of podcastify that and just kind of debate about it. Okay. What's better, what's worse, etc., etc. But we'll start with the easiest.
Also somewhat of an education segment because he is the comics guy.
Yes.
And
much more than the both of us.
Yes.
So you're going to be answering a lot of questions, we assume.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but real quick, before we get into the specifics, I want to ask you, what do you think is the best change for the MCU from a character from the comics? Something that's completely different, something that you never see in the comics, but something the MCU established. What is something that sticks out to you as a great change that they made?
See, I would have had one if I had thought of it earlier.
Totally off the cuff on this podcast.
On the top of my head, I don't actually know if it predates the movies. It might, but immediately having Iron Man give up the secret identity, I think puts the MCU in a whole other ballgame. Because for a long time, he has a secret identity in the comics. Yeah. Like for a long time, actually. I think it might actually be from the movies. I don't know. But that would be, just off the top of my head, one great change they made.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then what would you say, what sticks out to you as one of the worst, if not the worst change for the MCU from a character from the comics? That was a great answer, by the way.
I don't know. I think in general, the issue is like in general, it's all watered down. And I think that would be the general take. Is like because when they started, they were so trying to be like real. And I think because of that, they're still kind of mired in this reality where everyone's a little bit less.
You don't feel that they
Give us top 3 examples of that.
I think like I'm trying not to get into like the nerfed of it all, but like Hulk,
of course,
is I think he's not even that his power. It's just they take away a lot of his like oomph as a character.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of other things in these movies now. Movies I've seen hundreds of times.
Hulk's a good answer.
But yeah, I don't know.
You don't.
Here's one I don't like.
Yeah.
They made Ultron Tony's baby instead of Pym's. I think it's absurd to me.
Disagree with you.
Ant-Man comes out after. Actually, here now we're back.
This is a terrible opinion of yours. That is one of the better retcons they've made.
I think it works for the movies because they had forgotten to establish Hank Pym as a character.
Yeah.
But I think that is also a problem. I think Hank and Janet should have been bigger characters in this franchise.
Sure. I don't disagree with that.
But Ultron. The thing is, Ultron is at this point essentially Hank's whole thing. Like, to the point that they like merge together and stuff. Like Hank is Victor Frankenstein, and that's Frankenstein's monster. And so when you give that to Tony, you have to do nothing with Hank because you gave his shit away.
Yeah.
But at that point in the MCU,
Hank doesn't exist.
Well, that doesn't exist. Ant-Man comes out the next movie. Yeah. All you had to do was flip him around.
Yeah.
It could have worked, or introduce him in Ultron and then have Ant-Man be about him.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just annoying because so many, like, everything ties back to Iron Man. Even Spider-Man villains at this point.
Because Iron Man's their anchor.
Right. So, but taking away, like, or giving origins from Spider-Man's villains to Iron Man, and then also now Hank's baby to Iron Man can be a little repetitive.
Even with the Spider-Man villains, I would say, it works in the context of the film franchise.
Correct.
Because, like, it's a logical next step of, like, Tony has all this machinery or whatever, people are now using it for evil. I get that, but it just sucks that, like, the original concepts are gone. Not gone, they're in the comics, but gone from the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Him making Ultron in the MCU makes so much sense. I like it so much.
It objectively makes sense. It's just
there's so many changes that they make in the MCU that I don't like because you're taking something away from a comics character that I like, and it's bad.
Name one.
The Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
Oh no, I love the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
Why?
I think, well, this is, first of all, you're not a fan of the Mandarin. No one's a fan of the Mandarin of the comics. Name one Mandarin comic you've read.
Sure.
Right.
You don't think building him up as this big bad and everything like that? No, because
that's the point of the movie. Like, the whole point of the movie is the propaganda and the white guy using a person of color as a fear-mongering source while he's actually the one causing all the terrorism. I think that is brilliant. I'm a big defender of Iron Man 3. It has its problems, for sure. But, like, I think the central concept of the racist villain, which is what he is in the comics that no one's ever read, is, in fact, a racist caricature in the lore of this movie is smart.
Right.
Now, they also, to be fair, do make the Mandarin a good character in Shang-Chi later.
Yes.
So, like, that was, I guess, an option. You could have just made him good to begin with, but it took him a long time to get around to that one.
All right. Sure. What I was going to ask you earlier before he rudely cut me off.
Andrew's not talked in like 10 minutes.
I literally said go ahead. And then you told me
No, I was joking. So you're talking about how like they watered everything down in the MCU and they dumb everything down, and I like that take. Is it that something that you should be so excited about in the DCU? Because I don't think they did that at all in Superman.
No, DCU
I don't think they dumbed anything down in the
full
DCU.
comic right out the gate, and I think
that's great.
I agree. I'm on yes.
Yeah, all right.
I think that is like one of the strongest perks. But it's also like as a society, we finally kind of gotten there. Like Marvel's not realistic in any capacity anymore. That was a solidly like phase 1 concept they were trying to do. Now we're completely ridiculous, and that's just where I prefer to be.
You think phase 1 is good of the MCU?
I think it's fine.
Do you think it's important to watch?
Yes, I think it's important.
You don't think you could just start with Avengers 1 and call it a day?
I think phase 1 works as its own little thing, to be fully honest. Like, if of all of the movies, I feel like I'd have the weirdest time just watching one of the phase 1 films. Like, I think that it's such a set 6 movies that build off of each other and then come together. I like it a lot. Now, you could probably start with Avengers, and that's just like not watching the set that I'm talking about. Like, you could always just not watch something, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's hop into this. Let's talk about, Fantastic Four just came out, so I want to do some comparisons. Obviously, Galactus, big part of that movie. Obviously, big character in the comics. I heard you say something that I really liked, which was, I think this is from your trailer reaction for Fantastic Four, where you were talking, your initial teaser, where you were like, it's kind of weird if the Fantastic Four beat Galactus, because you're going to have a hard time selling an audience if these 4 alone beat Galactus, if you ever want to try and bring him back again. I think after seeing this movie, I don't think he's coming back.
So that is like the opposite of my take.
Okay.
So what that was I made a video and I was saying that like, I guess so, okay. The first video I did say something like this, where I was like, yes, if they beat Galactus, but I was basically arguing to not bring him back. And it was other people being like, no, he's got to be the villain of the next Avengers movie, because everyone wanted him to be an Avengers level threat.
Of course.
And I hate the idea of the entire Fantastic Four movie being a setup to do the same plot in the next Avengers movie.
Sure.
And this was like back when like we didn't know what was going to be the next Avengers movie. And so that was my rallying point. I was like, well, why would we care if the 4 of them just handled him?
Right.
But no, I don't think he's coming back. I think Galactus is a Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, not to go against the thing I said at the beginning of the movie, or the podcast, Lego Marvel Superheroes confused a lot of people and by having him be the big bad. And you know what? It's fun in the game, but like the Fantastic Four handle him.
Yeah. Usually. Well, it's with
the help of the Watcher or something.
Yeah, a Watcher comes in.
You always need some bigger thing, because if he's going to be like a celestial force, then not the Celestials, but if he's going to be a huge force, you need some outside help. But like, it's not. It should never be.
The Fantastic Four don't just handle him.
No, but like it should never be. If we had more people shooting him, we'd be fine.
Right. No,
you know?
it's always some sort of brain thing. It's always some sort of the Watcher takes the Human Torch and puts him across the universe to try and learn how to whatever.
Exactly. It's like you got to go truly cosmic with it, and you don't need more people for that.
It's always a Uatu going, I can't interfere. But here's the ultimate nullifier.
Uatu loves interfering. It's so funny.
It.
In one of the old X-Men comics, they're like on the moon for reasons. It's Dark Phoenix Saga time. Yeah. But I think it's Wolverine, just happens into Uatu's house.
Yeah.
And Uatu's like, hey, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and explain who I am real quick to you. Love to see it, buddy. That's actually, I'm pretty sure, too, how the Fantastic Four meet him, is they're on the moon fighting Red Ghost.
Yes.
And then Uatu's like, hey.
Yes.
Didn't know you guys came up here. That's
and he's
awesome.
like, you got to be aware of Galactus. By the way, here's the ultimate nullifier. And, Reed's such a fucking lunatic. He's like, I'll kill myself. I'll kill you. I don't care. That's something I didn't like about Galactus in the movie.
Okay.
Which, I wouldn't have changed this because it fits in the movie. But that was something that I was like, how the fuck are you going to beat him if you can't reason with him? Because he's constantly like, he isn't a being. He doesn't have wants. He doesn't have needs. He doesn't really have fears in the Fantastic Four movie from 2025. He just kind of, he's like, oh, I'm a devourer. I'm going to feed whatever. But it's just, he wants to die. He wants to be done. He wants Franklin to have to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of him.
Yeah, I'd push back that he's a guy without wants or needs. I think he is a guy with wants and needs. His need is hunger. That's like the number one thing with him. And his want is Franklin.
Okay, but I want him to want to live. If
Galactus should not want to live.
Oh, I disagree with that completely. Because then you can't ultimate nullify him, and that's the best part. That's the best thing.
That's totally valid. But in terms of like this specific context, I think like the idea of a man who lived past the entirety of his universe, who is now this monstrosity who must eat planets in order to survive. I think one of the best parts of the Fantastic Four movie is everybody is sort of compromised by the fact that Galactus has to exist, including Galactus himself. Like the Silver Surfer is like has to kill a bunch of other planets to save her planet. The question of whether or not they're going to let Earth die to save Franklin. And even he has to eat things. And it's like, he didn't start out eating planets. And I think that that's a central tenet, and I've now forgotten where I started. So what are we doing?
Welcome to the podcast.
We were talking about...
Where were you at?
I just want Galactus to...
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, I think that if you have all of that angst about, like, I have to eat planets to survive, and you've been alive for more than an entire universe, I feel like it's reasonable to be like, hey, that kid can take my curse from me. Let him. Also, like, Franklin is, like, the successor to Galactus, so I thought that was neat they included it.
Mm-hmm. Staying with Fantastic Four, they put in Shalabal, but she's just Norn Rad.
I like that.
As a character, you liked this.
I did. Well, I think... Yeah. So my original take, what I thought you were going to say earlier, actually, was when people get mad about Shalabal existing. And I was like, you don't know that they can't do Norn Rad stories with her. Like, it could be the same character, just looking like a woman. And it basically was. So, like,
that's exactly what they did.
I think you could still get some pretty good Silver Surfer stories out of this woman. And I think... I forgot again. What was this?
We're just comparing her to Norn Rad, and they're very similar characters, but you were about to go on a tangent.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I like it.
Yeah. I like it because it makes the relationship with Johnny.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I thought that was fun.
I think the other thing is that you have this wonderful mirror of her and Sue as mothers that needed to protect their kids and what they're willing to do. My bigger issue with Fantastic Four, like one of my only true issues with the movie, is that they never have a conversation because they prioritize the Human Torch relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's a good scene. I just would have liked any sort of acknowledgement that those two women were going through the exact same predicament.
That would have, yeah.
And I think that would have helped also like explain why she was a woman and not like, why they turned her into a woman and not just because Johnny needs to have a romantic interest.
That would have also helped the Deus Ex Machina of her coming in to save the day 40 minutes after.
Right, because right now it just looks like it's because she likes Johnny.
Correct.
Yeah.
You give them one scene where they talk and she sees Franklin as a baby.
Yeah.
And she sees the mom. Make it the same scene where Johnny does the whole language thing. Have her come
Well, that's
out.
what I think, yeah. So the bigger issue to me is like, they never fully get to the point of like, it's Franklin or the world. But it's also, if you move Galactus, he's eating other planets. Like, then you're just widening out and you're protecting Earth instead of other people.
Yeah.
And like, that is what the Silver Surfer did. And so I think if they had ever drawn that connection and squared that circle, then people would have had a better understanding of one, why Galactus was a threat, why the Silver Surfer is tragic, and why she wants to sacrifice herself at the end.
I love all of it. I love all of this.
How many more do you have?
Quite a few. Are we done?
Are we over an hour?
We are over an hour. Let's do one or two more. We can do the rest on the Patreon.
All right, let's do a fun one. Snyder Lex Luthor, gun Lex Luthor, comics Lex Luthor. Let's talk about it. What do you feel? How do you feel? What do you think of Snyder Lex Luthor? Let's start with that.
I don't care for him.
Okay.
I think it was an interesting attempt.
Yeah.
I think if they had gone, what it was is it was them thinking, he's going to be weird in this one, and he'll be better in another one, I think, was the idea.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we've already seen Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor as many times as we ever saw Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's, well, because no one liked him.
More.
It's not correct.
Was he in 2 things? What's he in?
He's in 2 things. He's the main villain of Batman v Superman, and then he makes a cameo in the after credit scene of both Snyder Cut and Justice League. He says 2 different things.
He does.
He's in the Justice League version?
Yeah, he's in the Justice League. In the Justice League version, he says we're going to create a legion of our own, and and Deathstroke is all of a sudden happy about this and cheers to it. Doesn't make any sense. That was from the reshoot. Then we find out from the Snyder Cut that he tells him that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and that's why Deathstroke is celebrating. And then that makes a whole lot more sense.
That does make more sense.
And that was supposed to lead into the Batman Ben Affleck movie.
But I think Snyder had such, I don't know what the vision was, but he had such a specific vision for what he wanted this universe to be.
Yeah.
It's not
and that
any Lex I recognize.
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Lex Luthor.
Well, it's it is, I think, supposed to be.
That's what that is.
But what's funny is that Holt, I think, is a better Elon Musk Zuckerberg, or an Elon Musk Lex than.
I think Holt is doing so much more of a Tom Cruise thing.
Yeah, there's a Tom Cruise element into it. But I think in terms of like just the way he uses, like even like the Twitter monkeys is, I think, a pretty
sure, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like I think the way he uses his money for like especially petty things and how it's framed in that movie is like he's like an Elon type.
Sure,
but it's also the culture has shifted on how we view Elon as like weird eccentric dude who might be evil to straight up Nazi.
Yeah.
So like time has changed. He's in Iron Man 2 when people call like him Tony Stark, like the real life one.
Yeah.
So
Trump's in Home Alone 2?
Trump is in Home Alone 2.
Gunn, Lex Luthor. I mean, so how do you think Gunn Lex Luthor compares to comics Lex Luthor? Because we were talking about this. I would love to see Lex run for president. But I don't know if Nicholas Holt can do that. What do you think?
Right, well, first of all, Nicholas Holt can definitely do it.
Okay.
Like, he's one of, I think, our better actors right now.
Yeah, sure. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the character you've established in Superman.
I think that's what Man of Tomorrow is going to be. Like, Man of Tomorrow is going to be him, if not actually getting redeemed, conning the world into thinking he's being redeemed.
Yeah.
I made a post about this too. Was when they announced it, they had
Unbelievable. So unprofessional. Come on our podcast.
And how even silence your phone.
How dare you?
I'm deleting this entire footage.
Unbelievable. We just took the link right out of the description. They can find you on their own.
My bad.
No, I think Holt's character can run for president. I mean, he's literally in the room commanding the room with a bunch of generals.
Everyone
and
likes
officials.
him until he gets exposed at the end, and I don't think it's going to be hard for him to con people into thinking he's become better. And it's like what I think Man of Tomorrow is going to be is both of them competing to be seen as the savior of humanity, and Superman just kind of being that, and then Lex being like, no, it's me actually. And what I was saying earlier is the Instagrams is James Gunn posted an Instagram that's like the two of them hanging out. Corn Sweat posted a picture of the two of them fighting together, and then Lex Luthor's Nicholas Holt's Instagram post is them straight up fighting. And I'm like, to Lex, this is going to be a battle with Superman. It's just going to be on his side.
Opinion.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do the fist thing, where like obviously he's still clearly evil, but he's going to con the world into thinking that he's doing something good, and the whole who's the real savior.
Who's the Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah,
that's why I think it's not going to be.
I
think it's not going to be Superman. The reason I corrected you earlier is I made a video also where I was like, it's going to be Superman Man of Tomorrow by the time it comes out, and everyone clowned on me and brought this up, and I thought they were right. So it is like, if it is, the question is which one's which. I think it won't be. It'll just be Man of Tomorrow, or depending how Peacemaker goes, if he shows up more, maybe it'll be Lex Luthor Man of Tomorrow. We'll see.
No way.
Oh, the thing is, you got to have some name recognition in it. I can't imagine they just put a movie out that's called Man of Tomorrow.
Well, that was, I think that was part of the reason why the Marvels did so bad. That should have been Captain Marvel too.
Yeah. The Marvels, yeah. Well, it's also the Thunderbolts should have just been New Avengers. They should have just full sent that.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, Thunderbolts is like the correct name for what they were trying to do, but like New Avengers, you would have had butts in seats. We're not coming out for Thunderbolts.
But like everyone would have been so mad. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Yelena and Red Guardian is our new Avengers." Like,
but I think
the hate would have outweighed any positive they would have gotten from butts in seats, to be honest. Because they're technically not even the new Avengers, because Sam is copywriting it, so like we still don't really know.
Well,
who
Sam's
they
going to
are.
be the Avengers, I think. I think we're getting to where we're going to have multiple Avengers teams. But this is my other issue with like Phase 4 or 5 or whatever the fuck we're on.
I think we're just
Is we
entered
should have
6.
New Avengers should have come out like 3 years ago, and it should have been we should have had the equivalent of Avengers 1 should have been this Thunderbolts team. The equivalent of Avengers 2 should have been Sam's team. And now going to Doomsday, we should be like, oh my god, I can't wait for them to meet, instead of just having met one group and then not even having seen the second one.
Literally any sort of having these characters meet at all in any capacity would be nice. Yeah.
Well,
But like I've said, maybe they will be meeting in this movie, and this is the movie where we finally.
This
get
is
that.
No, I mean
The Avengers
that's my
one.
larger issue with Doomsday. Not issue, but like caution with Doomsday is like can you have the big climax also be the main follow up to all of these solo films? Because usually you got to have a middle piece, you know. You could pull it off, and that's what Marvel Zombies rose my stake in this, because I was like, there's no way they do it. But I was watching Marvel Zombies and I was enjoying seeing, Shang-Chi talk to Kamala and stuff. Yep. And I was like, it's possible. It's just a matter of how you do it.
It's possible, and like I've said, I'm trying to view Doomsday a little bit more like the first Avengers, as opposed to viewing it as Infinity War. It's like, this isn't the end. This is maybe the start, where like they're using this movie as the movie to bring everyone together. We don't know that.
Well, it's Doomsday and Secret Wars then.
And then what?
Well, then they reboot.
No.
I would not hold my breath for further. After
Who do you think they're rebooting, and how?
I think they're rebooting the whole thing. Even Feige was like, "Oh, we got to take it.
No,
take it back."
No, it's not what he said.
I think they're gonna reboot after Secret Wars.
I think. Well, they're definitely not recasting. A lot of people think they're recasting.
No, I don't think they're gonna recast.
He literally said, "I don't want to use these words, but like a reboot in the sense that like we're starting new storylines and we're having a different bad. Like we're telling new stories, but not that we're getting rid of all of these characters and we're starting over with something new or recasting people." Like I don't think that's what he meant.
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a very soft reboot of where some characters will stay, other characters will suddenly be around, and like we move forward. But I don't think it's. I think Secret Wars.
But
I think Secret Wars
can lead us into that.
Well, I'm saying I think Secret Wars is the finale for what we have to this point. Like I think Secret Wars is not a middle step to this new world. We're gonna see the new world on the other side. Yeah, but then it's a step to the Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But that's
No,
like
it's definitely messier than the first Avengers. I'm just trying to help it a little bit. Of they use Doomsday kind of like they used Avengers, where they're using that movie as a place to help all these characters meet.
Well, what was frustrating is I think Thunderbolts could have, like, it was just the universe got so big that we still have characters we haven't done. That's why you need to have two
But
teams.
some of the most important characters we haven't done.
Yeah, no, that's
Ghost is not as important as Spider-Man.
They needed another movie for Sam's team. I stand by that. But I do think like the vibe of the first Avengers, to me, is what Thunderbolts could have been if it had come out not right before Doomsday. Is like if we had gotten this team like 2022, I think it would have felt like that, because it's also we've seen all these characters in other things. Most of them came out by 2022. Like they really could have done this a long time ago. But
yeah, I agree with you. I just, like you said, I think it's missing some big characters in that for it to be.
Well, that's why I think you need the two of them.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you can. There is no way, I think, to consistently bring everyone together. Even with the chair announcement, they don't have everyone there, because at a certain point, there's got really big.
Yeah.